Hey everybody, this is Rhino and we're back to Batman: A Telltale series. So we took a lot less time to get through episode 2 than it did episode 1. So now we are ready to start with episode 3 and we'll get a recap. It feels very much, looking at the achievements in particular, like episode 3, 4, and 5 are going to be particularly short. Which, that is a problem with Telltale games in general, is that if they are even going to pretend like your choices matter, then there can be there's a flattening of the branches of the story.
Least of all those you call friends. Your parents learned that the hard way.
In the sense that you can't tell a 2-hour story with like over a dozen branches as easily as you can tell a 30-minute story with a dozen branches. Of course, that's not really how Telltale games work. There really is only like maybe one choice, maybe two, that matter.
Working together. Are we alone?
And all of these recap things,
Move. We should go.
like, that was a choice there to not try and kiss her.
Keep on doing what you're doing,
But
and the rest of Gotham will start to see you like I do.
A hero.
like, these are choices that happened, certainly, but they're not things that really are going to change the important parts of the story. I feel like that moderator that got shot is the exact same face model we've seen multiple times as thugs.
Brothers and sisters of Gotham, you have nothing to fear. We are the children of Arkham.
And we get introduced to a new bad guy. One thing I guess I hadn't thought about, and this is still totally a lie, it is not tailored to how I play. If anything, it hard game overs you if you play badly during the QuickTime events. By not trying to kiss Catwoman, maybe you show that both Bruce Wayne and Batman is an actual good guy, even when not being observed. And that can potentially set a good example for Catwoman to be a good character. She clearly is a character that's written so that the viewers, let's see.
Congratulations, Mayor Dent. How does it feel?
Oh, it'd feel better if I were out of here. I'm ready to get back into it.
Oh, what have you
Yeah.
got there?
She clearly was written from the beginning that you would
brought you
want
some
her to
flowers.
be a
Oh, I
hero,
see I'm not the first.
or kind of an
Yeah,
anti-hero.
well, my mother and my secretary. Every sick boy's dream. The one woman I thought would visit, or at least call, hasn't. Selena's been a no-show. I thought she'd at least come by to congratulate me, if nothing else. Guess we weren't as close as I thought.
Let's
Maybe
see.
She just saw me being a coward.
Yeah, she's probably just busy, hasn't had a chance to come by yet. You'll hear from her.
Easy for you to be optimistic about women. Pretty sure no one ever loses Bruce Wayne's number. I am glad you're here, though. God, it's been infuriating. Just sitting here and having nothing but time to think about what happened. I wish I could make myself turn it off completely. Watching footage of the debate over and over. Penguin would have just beaten me to death right there in front of everyone. He wanted to. I mean, if Batman hadn't been there, I was helpless, Bruce. Helpless. Couldn't do anything.
See, this is
Batman was the one who
potentially.
I mean, he's the reason I'm sitting here. No one else.
Let's
even
let
did a
him
damn
vent.
thing.
Although
Yeah, I can-
not doing anything would probably
I
be
can still hear him
letting
laughing.
venting.
What they did to Hill, to the moderator. I have to live with that. But you heard them up there. The Penguin and that maniac on screen. This isn't over. I need to stay ahead of them. They're trying to cause discord. That stunt at the debate was just the first step.
Batman stopped them from killing you the other night, but they will try again.
I won't hide from them, Bruce.
It's kind of funny. It feels like we may just never really even see Two-Face.
Doctors aren't thrilled about me leaving. My therapist is worried the drug might have caused some issues to resurface. Make them unmanageable. She wants me
Interesting.
to take it easy. To go
Maybe he
slow.
was always Two-Face.
That's impossible, right? I'm not gonna be able to take it easy. How am I supposed to do that?
You have to listen to your therapist, Harvey. That should be obvious.
No, I know. But sitting here, this isn't doing me any good.
If he's really the mayor now, he could be doing all kinds of paperwork and bringing in a secretary.
The fallout from that debate.
Could be bringing him all kinds of
I know
paperwork.
how much you loved your father, Bruce. I know that debate was hard on you too.
Harvey, don't.
He could easily be distracted.
Finding out your dad drugged Esther Cobblepot, Hill admitting to having both of them killed. It's a lot to process. I'm sorry. Just because I keep reliving it doesn't mean you want to.
This just proves that I never really knew him. He was just hiding who he really was.
I'm sorry. I know you'll pull through this. Look, I realize what a terrible friend I've been to you. I was so focused on the campaign. I thought distancing myself from you was the only option. I'm sorry.
Let's go with
Thanks,
thanks.
Harvey. I appreciate that.
I'll make it up to you.
See, there's a weird thing here. Whereas I'm controlling Bruce
What
Wayne,
is that?
and I can...
That symbol.
From near the GCPD? That's one way to get the
I guess this
guy's
is the first time
attention.
they've ever used the symbol. Like,
And
I
should
don't
get going
have to
now.
really consider Bruce Wayne's own feelings.
What else do you have to do? My assistant won't be here for another hour.
Yeah.
You can stay if you want.
It's Alfred.
Is he okay?
Yeah. He just needs to talk to me.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead. Tell the old man I said hi.
Yeah. So, because I don't have to really consider Bruce Wayne's feelings,
Keep your head up, Harvey.
Thanks, Bruce.
I can be way more magnanimous and just generous and kind. See, that's a funny animation too, where it shows the remote on the table and then it jumps because they didn't bother to animate him picking it up, and then it's just in his hand. And I would say generally, if you're visiting someone in the hospital, plan to be there for 3 or 4 hours. Like, just by default, and he shouldn't have left.
Understood. Stay on him. We'll think of something.
And see, this is the problem with Batman
Hang in there, all right?
in general, and he does try to correct it later by having the Bat family, but it would make a lot more sense if Batman
Everyone's stretched thin. I'm doing what I can.
brought in skilled adults
I have
to
to go.
cover some of the crime, and potentially have a secondary fake Batman that
Out on it, Jim.
You give me a number to call.
replaces-
rethink my methods.
that helps
I'm
him
just
cover
glad I got your
more
attention.
square footage or
I didn't have a lot
be
of
out there
options.
more often.
So here we are.
Not a bad idea. I'm impressed.
I have good ones every now and then. I'd rather have you arrested than come to you for help. But the truth is, we're desperate.
It's kind of funny
Calling
that
a
Gordon
truce,
would even
Just
care.
for tonight.
See, like at this point,
Right.
I
Renee
guess
Montoya,
every time
one of
we've
my
helped
officers.
Commissioner Gordon, we've done it as Bruce.
I know, but hear me out. She's trying to clear her name after those animals manipulated her into killing Falcone. She's supposed to be on leave, but she got a tip on the Children of Arkham's chemical stash, went rogue. She's out there alone, and I can't spare anyone to back her up. I told her to wait, but this is personal. Children of Arkham pumped her full of that junk. She's a good cop. One of my best.
I'll find her. We'll take down the Children of Arkham together.
That's what I like to hear.
What's funny here
Children of Arkham are everywhere all of a
is
sudden.
Montoya
Where'd they all come from?
being a character
I never heard
and
of
going rogue makes a lot
them. Then a
less sense.
debate. Oh, they're tearing up the entire city.
You want answers? Ask Oswald Cobblepot.
Cobblepot? I'll bring him in for questioning.
Gordon, this is Schultz. Over.
I don't know why you would give a name without saying he's the Penguin and he's super dangerous. Because you've just set up them thinking they're going to go try and arrest a rich kid and not a psychopath supervillain.
I'm on it. You there?
Always.
Launch the drones. I need eyes on the city.
Lucius has made some upgrades.
But yeah, it would make a lot more sense for Vicky Vale to have gone rogue and been in
You got a whole
danger.
team or something?
Let's go.
My butler.
Yeah, hilarious.
All right, patching you through to R&D in Wayne Enterprises.
Batman, so listen. The first model was only equipped for visual surveillance.
We're going to get a brief
How you use them at the skyline.
thing of,
I thought you'd need an audio feed as well.
I guess,
The microphones
what's
are
his name?
incredibly
Fox or
sensitive.
something?
They can pick up sounds from up to 500
This is the
yards.
genius that makes all the
In some
gadgets for
cases,
Batman.
You'll even be able to hear through walls, like X-ray peering. Nice work. Thanks. I'll talk to you soon. Any idea where they might be?
Montoya's car was spotted crossing the bridge to Arkham Island. Could be where the handoff is happening.
There is definitely an
Probably
overemphasis
headed to his acceptance speech.
on
They just left the hospital and we lost sight of it.
on Arkham. Like, it is a big ticket area. Alright, so let's listen to Renee Montoya, and we're gonna immediately choose to abandon her
They said they wanted it done tonight, so it's got to be done.
because we're just playing with who have we been loyal to the longest, who have we known the longest.
Get her! What do you keep looking at?
That car's been behind us since the hospital.
God, is this guy trying to drive us off the road? Just drive faster. What the? Oh, damn it!
So yeah, like logically, there's just no reason if you gotta pick one, you're gonna pick the Harvey Dent. You're gonna pick the people you know longer. It would be really funny, I suppose, for a Telltale game if somehow choosing Montoya a lot killed Commissioner Gordon and replaced Commissioner or Lieutenant Gordon in this story with Montoya, and also killed like Harvey Dent and turned him into Two-Face. But
I'm headed over to Dent. Your guys are gonna have to handle Montoya.
which
I'll
honestly,
round up
at
what
this
officers
point, you should have just stuck with him
Head out there myself too.
um,
I know this is
at the
risky,
hospital
Batman. Just be careful.
and stayed by his side completely. Sometimes in the Bat comics,
Corner of 15th and Main.
the Alfred does dress up as Batman, so this would have been a potential
We got a
point
major
where
disturbance here.
you could have
Several
had
suspects on the
Alfred
loose.
pretend to be Batman to check the bat signal. Also, since this is a world of cell phones, you don't think that Batman could say he's hacked Lieutenant Gordon's cell phone and just answer and call him instead of the whole bat signal?
Batman's on his way.
And for that argument, why have a bat signal in general instead of just having a secure phone number that that would just route to Bruce Wayne's cell phone? It's weird that all of a sudden these vigilantes have a different thing painted on their masks, because that symbol could have easily just been on their masks at the beginning of episode 1 and wouldn't have mattered.
You should be. Tell me where your leader is. What are you planning?
That all depends on you, Batman.
Let's
Don't
see.
make me hurt
Once
you.
again, we're in a situation where
And I'll handle
best
it.
case scenario I can do is threaten, but the problem with making threats is
Nothing
that
the cops can do that we won't know about.
Including every time Gordon uses you as his errand boy.
And still they have not bothered to animate zip ties.
Everyone all right?
Yeah. You? Sorry, dumb question.
This is the second time you've helped me. Thank you. It's absolute chaos out there. The Children of Arkham chose one hell of a night to strike out. Be careful. The Children of Arkham still have you in their sights. I can handle a couple of lowlives like them.
I'll call us a cab.
Batman.
They didn't even
Be safe
focus
out
on the
Mayor's
tire
on
to
our
show that it was flat.
Heads up. They got 3 black
Interesting.
for the handoff. Gordon's with them.
Like, there was really bad visual directing and just, yeah, visual directing, I guess, is the way to say it, that's happening in this game. I suppose when I played the Walking Dead Telltale game too, I was also playing it in a way in which I was trying to manipulate other people and their emotions and didn't really care how Lee felt or thought when I was playing as Lee. And
Bringing it up now.
Stay down! We're coming to you!
so, yeah, wow.
Everybody take cover!
For a while there, the background was scrolling and then it just paused. This game is completely unfinished in the visuals, and it's probably the best example you'll ever see of a release game that just shows how bad using your own engine can go, particularly if you just don't have the money or the interest in improving your engine.
Shouldn't have even been here, Lieutenant.
And there should not be
Shouting about it isn't going to do him any good.
Sure could have used your help 10 minutes ago. Nice work. Just stroll in to survey the damage. That's what we need.
I'm sorry. I can't be everywhere at once.
Sure.
Tell me what happened.
They got away. Took one of our guys with them.
Go ahead. Say it. This is my fault. I followed them. I got ambushed. And now one of our own is stuck with those monsters.
You were trying to track down their drug shipment. Sure, things got messy, but that's not your fault. Your intentions were good.
I got the Force involved. Cost other people their lives. I'm not gonna let that happen again.
Stop! You didn't...
I'll make this right. I promise.
Yeah, I wonder in Gotham if the police department just
We got our asses.
has this constant problem in which people want to go rogue and follow Batman's example, or leave to just become a.
Turn that off. What? It's been compromised.
Yeah, I imagine there is that temptation to go rogue and be a vigilante, or go rogue and become a supervillain. It's kind of funny that Gordon didn't respond to do your copy request, which probably would have them just try and contact him over and over again.
How? That's what I'm going to find out. Alfred, I'm sending over evidence of some kind of encrypted communication signal.
It's coming up on my screen now, but I'm afraid it looks like a bunch of gibberish to me.
I need to go to Wayne Tower and look.
Yeah, why would Alfred know anything about that?
Yes,
It was also kind of crazy that they
the
would
public finds out the police aren't able to
be
communicate.
using radios. Let's see.
We'll fix this, Alfred. We'll make it right.
Like,
We just have to stay
please do
focused.
use radio transmissions, but they also use cell
be
phones
careful, Bruce.
a lot. So, and I would think Wayne technology phones would probably be really encrypted, so only Batman could potentially spy on it, if anybody.
It's a tough one, but I should have it cracked soon.
Yeah,
You can
Lucius
meet me at Wayne
Fox.
Tower.
Already on my way.
He's really coming out of nowhere in this third episode. Lucius Fox is a great example of a character that either you should have mentioned him in episode 1 or just not used him at all. And it would have been very easy to have mentioned him as the builder of the gadgets. Here we can see half the city hates him. And that's clearly what they're trying to do here, is to make it feel like if you played this different, if you were played differently, more people would hate you or less people would hate you, but
Chairwoman.
I didn't think you'd be here. I was
it's not
used
not
to
really
look to
that
Thomas
case.
for guidance in hard times. Must seem silly after everything that's happened. You know what they say about old habits.
Yeah, I miss them too. Both of them.
I know. Every day, I wish your father was still with us. He was wise beyond his years. And Martha, she was such a delight to have around.
Wow, that's a back-ended compliment for
I've
Martha.
been called in for an emergency board meeting.
I wasn't told about it.
You weren't invited, Bruce. You are the topic of discussion for the board. They want to decide what your future at this company will be. Whether to dismiss you or not. You have to understand, Bruce. This company is bigger than any one individual. We have to keep face. And after this scandal...
This is again just corporate politics.
The company needs to separate itself from the Wayne name.
It's a cowardly move to look good for the press. I wasn't expecting you to roll over so easily, Bruce.
Bruce, I've got something. You need to get
I imagine Bruce has
I worked with your
controlling
friends.
shares, or at
Neither
least
of them gave any
significant.
indication of foul play. How could you have ever known?
Bruce.
You're nothing like him, Bruce. We always build up the people closest to us. When they fall, it's a terrible
Let's see.
blow to
So
everyone
even
around
if he is like taken out of being in charge of Wayne Tech, which frankly he probably doesn't even want to be in charge of Wayne
Families
Enterprises.
Like ours need to flock together. Perhaps now more than ever.
Yeah,
I
she
should
feels
head down.
like she might be a Court of Owls, Court of Owls
I'll
character.
come find you after.
But then again, maybe not. Maybe the flock together is just a Bird/Batman joke. This is a terrible way to unlock a secret panel. Oh, and that is a terrible move to unlock a secret panel also. Even though it's an illegal move, that doesn't mean that that's a smart way to unlock a secret panel. It would make a lot more sense to have a to have just a specific book unlock a panel. And in the Me Too era, having a button under your desk is just going to be assumed as something that locks the doors so you can harass somebody.
It's good to hear she's still in your corner.
Spying on my conversations again?
Hey, I'm looking out for you. There have been whispers that the board was going to take action against you. If you lose the company, Batman will take a massive hit too.
Oh, I guess you
I
do
know the
need to
cave is
be
well equipped.
somewhat in
All
charge.
of this is owned and paid for by the company. You can't afford to lose their resources.
I don't need to worry about the board. I've got plenty of money. We'll make do.
Plenty now, but still not enough for all of this.
Right now, finding out how the children of Arkham are spying on the police is more important. What have you got?
See, I would assume he just has controlling
Wayne
shares.
Enterprises is a telecommunications giant. If someone were
So
to,
he'd still
say,
be really rich.
build a backdoor into that tech,
You're telling me the children of Arkham hacked into the system?
so that's the thing. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
So Lucas
You're not
Fox
gonna like it.
is put in a back door without telling Bruce Wayne.
Just get on with it, Lucius. We don't have time for games.
Forgive me for trying to lighten the mood. The back door they're using. I was the one who built it.
You? What are you talking
And
about?
of course, this is a problem why you never build in back doors, because even if you think you're the only one that's going to be able to use it, someone else is going to eventually find that back door and use it also.
Have access to the same system. Does that mean they know my identity?
It looks like they've only accessed the GCPD so far. Not a lot of activity otherwise.
I'll have Alfred warn Gordon. The GCPD needs to get rid of their Wayne Tech devices.
Smart move.
Let's see. Interesting, if you don't respond, you get him. It's weird to have these like texting sections that basically make sense, but it also is so out of line for most stories, most movies, most video games. I wonder if they just are doing this because they wanted to add some dialogue and didn't bring back the
Certainly knew how to cover their tracks.
When the cops raided the manor, they seized every computer belonging to Wayne Enterprises. Mayor Hill must have given them to the children of Arkham.
Yeah, I wonder if they didn't just bring in the voice actor, refuse to bring in the voice actor of Alfred to do more lines.
We'd better lock this stuff down, just in case.
Check for upgrades, then hide your bat tag. Alright, well, we can watch the news. This is just basically putting us in the Batcave again.
Mayor Harvey Dent gave a rousing speech late last night, refuting claims that the children of Arkham were gaining control in Gotham. Despite his run-in with the masked group on the way to the event, people are still hopeful that Mayor Dent can pull
This is funny because the timeline is not making a lot of sense. Is right now the day after what happened in the previous scene? Why aren't they just saying the next day? Put like a black screen that just says the next day. That would be so easy. In fact, this entire game feels like it's basically only taken maybe 2 or 3 days, when it probably should have been closer to a week. Alright. Let's examine the photograph.
Tiffany's really taking after you. And Luke, stubborn as always.
I think of what Gotham has become, and I think of them. They give me all the reason I need to work with Batman. He's the only one that will truly protect them.
I think Lucas Fox may have been, or Lucius Fox, may have been a bad guy for a brief time. They got turned around.
Looks like another invaluable piece of Lucius Fox technology.
Let's look around. I mean, it really feels like there should be something of interest with this big red thing, or this giant, I assume, 3D printer. Is there anything else in this room? No. Okay, so this is... They may make us choose between improved batarangs or improved grapples. Or this could have just been a what they call vertical slice, where they made this section.
Wonder if that's the only thing she stole.
Like, I would very easily believe that this may have been something made as a demo to get the funding to continue to make Batman the Telltale series as a vertical slice. Vertical slices are supposed to be these small sections that show most of what a game is going to be, but in a very abridged format. And very often vertical slices are not even part of the game or don't even end up in the game.
Thermal vision. You've been busy, haven't you, Lucius?
It is also arguable. Interesting. When we turned around, there was a glowing smoke detector behind him. That I would wonder if there's maybe a camera in that. Interesting that you can just look at the table.
I always wonder why you had a table that could hide itself. Guess it's coming in pretty handy now.
Trust me, it was much more paranoia than precaution.
Ooh, what's
This could just be them
Something I'm
also
still
showing off 3D
Some
models.
armament to assist you in the field. There's only so much you can do on your own. But it's not really ready yet.
It's a drone with guns on it. Which again, they are definitely not sticking to Batman doesn't use guns.
A new sticky bomb I developed. The signal is activated on the underside. Attach it wherever you need, then detonate it remotely with your gauntlet. Boom.
Nice.
Be careful. Those things pack a serious punch.
So he kept that. And then apparently we can hide the gadgets with this table.
Looks like Regina's headed to my office. I should go.
And before you do... Here. Get that back to the Bat computer. It'll install the added security measures. You'll also have all the info I found on the Children of Arkham's activity within the system.
It's kind of crazy.
Thanks,
you have to
Lucius.
move
I've always
things
got your back
manually from his computer to the Bat
Now
computer,
get out of
but
here. Regina doesn't like to be kept waiting.
I guess that gives you a certain level of security to just have a completely air-gapped, as they call it, Bat computer. But it's clearly not air-gapped because it connects to the news feeds and everything else. The internet almost certainly.
Mr. Wayne. Bruce. Open up. I thought maybe you left.
Yeah, right.
Well, the board has voted.
And have they sent the chairwoman to wield the axe?
You're being asked to step down from your position as CEO. Effective immediately. At least until this whole mess gets cleaned up. We were out of options, I'm afraid.
I get it. My name isn't great for business lately.
I'm sorry, Bruce.
It's not your fault.
I asked to slow all this down, but...
Yeah, the thing though is,
going out as we speak.
Personally,
There will be a public event in the morning where you will formally announce your resignation.
like, I don't really feel like
I
Batman
tried to fight for you.
is going to
The board
struggle in the
believes this is
short
the only
time
logical
by
course
having
of
no, not
see
being
where
in
they're
charge of
coming from.
Wayne Enterprises.
I really appreciate you trying, Regina. Thanks.
Don't mention it. Our stock is tanking. The board is losing confidence. Wayne Enterprises needs a new face. They already had a candidate in mind. I thought it was... I was outvoted.
Then see,
Remember,
this is the
I'm
real
the
craziness.
interim CEO, just until this mess gets cleared up.
This is really crazy. Like the idea that you would just pick a random person.
Oswald Cobblepot.
Bruce, old boy. Good to see you again.
Let's see. I think the Penguin doesn't know Bruce is Batman. So
As you know, Oswald's parents were, well, victims of your father's actions. This company was built on the land he stole from the Cobblepot family.
Well, the board thought having me step in would be a good PR move.
What better way to show Gotham that Wayne Enterprises is committed to righting the wrongs of the past?
Happy to help any way I can. People aren't much behind the Wayne name now. And considering that your parents stole from mine, Cobblepot sits easier on the tongue.
I hear you've been keeping yourself pretty busy, Oswald. You sure you can handle this? Wasn't there a revolution that you had to handle?
I'm a brilliant multitasker.
The board has complete confidence in Mr. Cobblepot. As his resume goes into great detail, his endeavors in England have been quite successful. Besides, the company basically runs itself at this point. The CEO is mostly a figurehead. Don't make this harder than it has to be.
Well, yeah, let's just pretend to be nice.
Then I guess congratulations are in order. It's nice to know you'll be the one trapped in this tiny office all day.
Oh, I'm sure it's bigger than it looks.
I'm afraid we need you to leave the building immediately. We'll have your personal effects sent to you.
Congratulations, Bruce. I couldn't be prouder of you. Alfred. Oh, how sweet. Graduation present? Surely we could let him take this along. Oh, Bruce. Clumsy, clumsy. No wonder you're not being trusted with nice things anymore.
See, I don't understand.
It'll only take a minute.
Oh, Bruce and I can handle it. No trouble. Right, Bruce?
I don't understand why Oswald would be such a jerk
I'll help you
to
out with
Bruce Wayne. I guess just because he hates the Waynes.
Not a good sign, is it?
Yeah, I guess this is the part
Time to go, Bruce.
Yes.
that I'm not
Time
really
to go.
grasping
I
is
have a
that
little redecorating to do.
Cobblepot hates Bruce because of what his parents did.
I think it may be out at a fish tank. A large one. Something exotic.
And see, for me, this is another example of where I don't really care about Bruce's feelings. So I'm just going to stay silent to try and
This way, Bruce.
get as much information out of Cobblepot as possible. Because I assume at the end of the day, Batman / Bruce Wayne is going to take down the Penguin.
I'll have IT come set you up.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Regina.
And this is like genius, really. You can totally now bug his office, bug your own office, which may very well have already been bugged because Lucas was spying on him.
It happened, didn't it? They're out of their minds. They can't do this to you.
This isn't over yet, Lucius.
The entrance.
I took care of it.
We can't let anyone find out what's down there, Bruce. There are ways they could get in. You know that.
Let's see.
Think you can keep an eye on things while I'm gone?
I don't know.
Lucius, I need to know there's someone I can trust on the inside.
I'm here for you, Bruce. I've always been here for you, not them. If I stay, I'll have to stop working on our side project. That means no new tech, no repairs if you need them. I could keep an eye on things for you. Let you know what they're up to.
So I guess we have to make a decision.
But I can't risk Cobblepot finding out what I'm up to.
No, Lucius, I need you to stay here.
But
you're the only
obviously
ally I have in this building. It's important. I need you to be my eyes and ears.
All right, I can do that.
Keep Oswald out of R&D, and let me know if anything comes up.
Keep that drive safe.
Yeah. I really don't feel like Batman is his gadgets as much as they're implying. Like, I assume that the Batcave just has at least 3 full bat suits and plenty of gadgets already, even in year 1.
Which part?
I wish life were easier for you, Bruce.
He keeps bringing these teas, and I've just like never seen Bruce Wayne drinking. Let's see.
That's why I'm glad I have you, Al.
always.
The whole timer thing also, really, they should just get rid of the timers and give you as much time to pause and
Lieutenant
think
Gordon,
things through.
He said there's nothing to be done
Much
about
like reading a
Oswald
choose your
Cold's.
own
All his
adventure
records are
book. Like,
spotless.
it'd be
He's
crazy
proof
to
of
read a
infernal.
choose your own adventure book and then have a minute timer to make your decision.
With the
That
children
doesn't
of
add
Arkham
anything.
accessing Wayne Tech, I have to figure out what their next move is.
So what we're gonna find out here is he hasn't actually plugged in the drive and checked it, and so he just had that whole conversation when it potentially could have saved lives just to be even a second faster if they're spying on all the police. You know, knowing Gotham, I imagine police are constantly getting called out for crimes. We have more of this media feed, which I guess people, if they wanted to read it, could read, but generally, I don't want to read it, and frankly, I want to burn through this game as fast as possible. Seems like everything, once again, has been updated. Although I'm not sure things really have been updated here so much as the game has just decided to reset everything and make it seem like it's updated. Hill now is dead, so he really shouldn't play any more role in the story. And maybe the updates here are something as small as they've changed Renee Montoya from Sergeant Renee Montoya in the Codex and just changed the title. Vicky Vale's not playing any real role in the story. Gordon's barely playing a role in the story. Honestly, he is in parallel to Renee Montoya, a character I don't even recognize. Penguin's managing to play a bigger role. And then you throw in Lucius Fox and the Children of Arkham leader. What's missing here now are the buildings. So there is something very weird now that they have moved everything down one. There's 10 million people apparently in Gotham City. Yeah. It's a big number. We'll just go through everything. So there is a Wayne Enterprises and a Wayne Tech. I was kind of confused about that because I knew I'd heard both. But I wouldn't have been surprised if they just called things Wayne Tech, but it's actually Wayne Enterprises. And this giant main screen is to do the main thing. They seem to have a love of having chairs and tables come out from the floor.
If the Children of Arkham are in our system, all of this is potentially accessible.
All of this?
Lucius was very thorough. It means that they could have eyes and ears into almost everything in Gotham. Just like Batman. They had access to the GCPD, we know that. The real question is what else they'd be interested in. Filter for possible targets based on known Children of Arkham activity.
And here we have a case of just talking to a computer. Alright. And I feel like, again, this might very well be something that they should have shown a lot earlier. Because you have what look like almost photorealistic images. So.
Patients committed to Arkham going back 20 years.
A rather extensive list.
With my father's signature as the transferring doctor. Security footage.
These date back decades.
Alfred, the video at the debate. It's real. This is how they found their evidence. Something Hill did gave them access. At least now I know the truth.
I really don't feel like there was any question that that was real. Clearly, in this story that's being told, which I half suspect is going to just be a nightmare that Bruce Wayne wakes up at. I really wouldn't be surprised if at the end of this season you wake up and it's just Scarecrow shot you with some Scarecrow toxin and the entire season was a dream. But in this reality, yeah, I totally get the idea that it was real. Like, you kind of have to assume
City
it's
Hall.
true.
Record of Gotham mayors.
Hill had been in office for so long, it's hard to remember a time when he wasn't mayor.
Look at this. Theodore Cobblepot. Deceased 2 weeks before the election.
So are we supposed to listen to things, or are we supposed to look at records first?
Gotham Courthouse. All public records pass through this place. Well, look at this. Oswald's public record. None of this is right.
His whole criminal history doesn't exist as far as the rest of the world is concerned.
This must be what the board saw.
Not a blemish in sight.
I mean, it'd still be insane to put him in charge as kind of nobody to Gotham City in particular, and also as the person who is very potentially likely to want to just destroy Wayne Tower and Wayne Enterprises out of spite alone. Let's see, who would you pick if you were going to pick somebody to replace Bruce Wayne? I don't know if there really is a character in the Batman universe that you would pick, particularly year one, and if you're not going to give it to one of the Robins to be in charge of. It would probably just be one of like I think there's like original 5 families of kind of legacy rich people that you would assume would want to take it over, or another mobster like Falcone would might take it over over a unknown character like Cobblepot. It'd be kind of weird to give it to Commissioner Gordon. He's not qualified. Yeah, I don't know if there really is anybody that you could pick. It's Batman stories just don't talk about other CEOs. There's not a lot of corporate intrigue. Let's listen to the CCPD, I guess.
I wonder if they've cleared out all the Wayne tech.
This is ridiculous, Gordon. Do you know how much all this equipment costs? We don't have the budget to replace it all.
It's a risk we've got to take, Commissioner. If the children of Arkham can hack into our systems, we're completely ineffective.
I don't know who to...
Into situations completely blind is any better?
It's funny, they're not even telling you who the commission is.
Sounds like they've got the situation under control.
Good. One less problem to deal with.
Of course, that's also a stupid move to just get rid of the equipment. It would have made a lot more sense to start feeding false stories into the equipment. Like, if you said that all the police are gonna be in one place and they decide to try and attack it, you make a honeypot trap, basically. Maybe that's the wrong term, but you set a trap for the children of Arkham and say that there's going to be like one cop there for them to grab, and then there's 100 cops there. You could capture people that way and whittle down their numbers.
No, Yes, I know it takes time, but... Understatement of the century, considering I've got at least one of my guys in the ER. Yes, just please let me know when it happens. The children of Arkham aren't going to wait on us. I suppose I can understand the truth of that.
Who's he
Harvey has
talking
no
to?
idea. It's impossible to tell if the children of Arkham have access to this, but if they do, any action he takes against them, they'll see coming.
Are you done here, sir?
And then you just get this cutscene. Alright. So it seems like you could say, give me a minute to look around again. But there's kind of nothing to look around for.
Not yet.
Let's just see if we get the exact same audio if we listen to this a second time. Maybe we can just warn Harvey from this point.
Enough. I have to go warn Harvey.
Wow.
Keep an eye on this, Alfred, and have Lucius look into it as well.
Sure feels like there should have been another option there. But maybe not, because maybe we've made our choice and gotten rid of Catwoman, so maybe in other people's playthrough, Harvey Dent would be out of the picture and we would be going to warn Catwoman. So that doesn't make a lot of sense. Suppose Catwoman, if you could make a fake identity for Selena Kyle, would be a good person to potentially have pretend to be the new CEO of Wayne Enterprises.
Welcome back, Mr. Wayne. You can go on in. I'm back. Yes, that's right.
This is
I'll need a rental in the meantime.
the secretary
just get it done.
is
What? No,
somebody
no
that's
press conference.
playing more of a role as a character than I would have expected. I didn't realize that.
Talk later.
I think she was the secretary of Mayor Hill also.
Hey, Harvey.
Jesus! Don't sneak up on people like that. I wasn't expecting you, Bruce. You scared me right out of my skin.
Let's see.
Sorry.
Clearly he's
My fault.
fraying at the edges and
Be sure
losing
to
his mind.
announce myself next time.
No, it's all right. It's not you. It's just my nerves are a little bit shot. Did anyone follow you?
No. What?
Good. No, that's good. Could never be too careful. My mayoral portrait is scheduled for this morning. Guess I don't really feel the part right now. I've been looking forward to this my entire career. Thought I'd win in a landslide, be loved and supported, but this, I don't know, it just all feels different.
This is kind of another great example of fantastical thinking.
Against me.
That you would
Like I don't fit.
become a mayor and everybody would love you. This is kind of crazy.
After all, is it really a win if it's by default?
Well, Gotham's last mayor was Hill, so the bar's pretty low. Can't be too hard, right?
Yeah, thanks. I guess.
I was trying to be nicer there.
God, the mess that Hill left behind. I'm telling you, it's gonna take months to get everything back on track. I can't get the phone to stop ringing. The city's been in an uproar since the...
Hold on, Harvey.
You're acting weird, Bruce. Is something wrong?
Wow, we're gonna make him
Just
even
tell
more
me.
paranoid.
Are we being watched? What is going on?
Let's see.
Come on, Bruce, say something!
The technology at Wayne Enterprise is compromised. The children of Arkham are using our tech to listen in on Gotham.
I knew it.
They're already keeping tabs on the GCPD, and I'm pretty sure you're on their list too.
Bastards! They're like cockroaches.
Hmm.
I've had this feeling for a while, that I'm never alone anymore, that I'm always being watched. The children of Arkham, they attacked my car. They are after me, Bruce. They want me dead. They tried at the debate, and they will try again. How am I expected to leave when I've got a...
It's crazy he doesn't have a bodyguard.
Always there, back in my mind. I feel like I am trapped in a nightmare, and I can't get out. Everywhere I go, I am terrified. I'll turn a corner and come face to face with the children of Arkham.
Making them outlaws
They
is
don't
actually
run this city,
illegal.
Harvey. You do.
Like,
you have the highest authority in Gotham.
it's
You have all the power,
unconstitutional
not
to
them.
make anybody an outlaw.
Not so sure, Bruce.
Because an outlaw is basically somebody that can be shot on sight by anybody
You know what I should do?
without due
GCPD is
process.
all but useless against these children of Arkham. Batman knows how this city works. He knows you can't be gentle with criminals. You've got to strike fear into their hearts. Maybe break a few bones along the way. But something's holding him back. I mean, just think. Imagine what he could do if we let him off the leash. He won't have the GCPD breathing down his neck anymore. he'll be able to really make the children of Arkham pay.
Hmm.
Give him the authority to do what he wants.
I know he's a vigilante, but Batman's always respected the law. I don't think he'll change his ways anytime soon.
Then he's limiting himself. Batman works outside of the law. He's
Well,
the
there
only
goes the
thing done
coin.
in this city. I mean, just imagine if we had an army of vigilantes just like him.
Wow.
A new Gotham. A better Gotham. We
See,
can
that's
use
the
children of
problem.
Arkham's methods against them. If they want to play dirty, we'll play dirty. And they won't see it coming.
Harvey, look, you've been under a lot of stress, especially with all the trauma recently. Maybe you should...
Don't tell Harvey what to do, Wayne. Don't you dare. Oh, God. Bruce, I'm so sorry. I guess I just lost myself a little bit there.
Mr. Dent?
Interesting. He may just not
ready
have the whole
Thank you,
face
Deborah.
thing
I'll be right
happen.
out.
And he may just have a mental split to start with.
Please, Bruce.
Instead of
Don't tell
usually
anyone about this. I was
Harvey
just,
Dent
you know,
gets the
thinking
face
about it,
damage
that's all.
and then
I didn't mean any of it.
becomes
It's just the stress of the job kind of gets to me.
Look, Harvey, that therapist you told me about, I think you should call her. Maybe she can help you work through whatever this is.
I wonder if the therapist he's talking
think
to
about it,
is
okay?
the leader of the Children of Adam.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
It is a better story, frankly, to have Harvey Dent
See you
have
around, Bruce.
a split personality first, and then either never have a face damage to reflect that, or just to
An
get
interview
that
with the
way
Children
later.
of Arkham's leader. Wonder how Vicky managed to score that.
And see, I've basically done nothing with Vicky Vale, so she's not going to help us.
Bruce?
Have you seen today's copy of the Gazette?
It just arrived a moment ago. It seems Miss Vale has been talking to some very interesting people. People the Batman would like to find. Do you think she would be willing to
It
help?
feels even
She may be
weirder.
the only lead we have on the Children of Arkham's leader. Perhaps she could be persuaded to reveal her source.
Unlikely. I stonewalled her at the GCPD after Falcone was shot.
Yeah, it's so
can't afford to
different
waste
here
time
to have a conversation on the
for
phone
a
with
chat.
Alfred now when we were texting him before.
Can you scramble the line?
Right away.
Vale,
I saw your story in the Gazette this morning. I want to talk.
who is this?
Let's see.
Hello?
Batman.
I didn't realize that Batman was a fan of my work.
Didn't say I was a fan. Just said I wanted to talk.
I've been meaning to thank you. What you did at the debate.
I'm not sure I would have made it out of there otherwise. I'd say I owe you one.
It's kind of funny that Vicky Vale may like
Deal.
may like Batman, but kind of hates Bruce Wayne. It's a weird doubling up on potential romantic interests to have characters that like you in one form factor versus another. Well, feels like a lot happened in that episode in this hour of recording, but I'm not sure how much of it really matters. In a lot of ways, I guess maybe we moved around to a lot of different sequences and scenes where you're jumping around more in scenes than I think you normally would see in a TV show or a movie, instead of just having longer writing and more conversation. It is really a catch-22, I suppose, in that if you paid better writers to write more lines of dialogue, then you feel the need to put more branching paths of conversation. And that just makes more work for the programmers and the writers, and just like recursively makes it more difficult. So you constantly in Telltale games have these sequences where you're barely having a paragraph or two of conversation, and then somebody leaves the room, or the scene changes, or the conversation ends in a fairly unnatural way. I suppose it would have been worth it to attempt in the early days of Telltale games to have 5 minutes of conversation, 10 minutes of conversation, just full on cutscenes, and have the player just make a decision at the end of it. But then you run into the problem of the player being tempted to put down the controller, which is fine if you don't have a time limit. You could have the players say, just put down the controller, pay attention to this cutscene. We'll ask you one decision to make at the end of the cutscene always, and that's just going to be the method of it. At a certain level, then you also should probably do an experiment around using full motion video instead of animation. There are a couple of companies that make full motion video games where it is effectively like a Telltale game, a branching choose your own adventure story, but instead of having to animate as much as has to be animated, they are just done with live action footage. And since there aren't that many branches, because it really only asks you one thing at the end of a 5 to 10 minute scene, you can just film everything fairly easily. Arguably, even if you were going to try for a more cartoony standard video game looking experience, you could have done live action and rotoscoped it. Basically have a scanner run a Photoshop filter over live action to make it look cartoony, and that would have worked fairly well. In fact, with modern technology, that would be the obvious way in which you would want to do any future Telltale style game, is to have at least face cam capture, so you don't have to hand animate facial movements, but just rotoscoping entire full screen images wouldn't be a bad idea either. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.